Gentlemen. How we doing? I see who you're gonna be watching. Yeah, well, yeah.
Yes.
You're the city clerk?
Yes.
Right. John Street.
Okay.
Well,
Yep.
Alzheimer's month. I just wanted to give these as a hand.
last year there were
Mission.
three.
Okay.
It's just a quick fact sheet on Alzheimer's. So if
Okay.
you could just give it to-
What, I'm sorry, what was your name?
John.
John?
Rader.
Okay.
Thanks for coming.
I'm the co-chair of the board of directors with Alzheimer's Association.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was looking around for.
I was there.
Yeah, sometimes, but I was there too. I was trying to find it as far as.
Yes, he's not here yet.
Maybe it's supposed to meet me here, but maybe cutting it close.
You were there for a while, but everyone was like.
Yeah, he will, sir, he will be here.
Yes.
I'll let him know you're
Yeah,
here.
just let him know. I'm-
Okay.
Came up and said, I can translate for you from my mother. That's what I was saying.
Plout,
Here.
Commissioner Shinetsky,
Here.
Vice Mayor Preston,
Here.
Mayor Drosky.
Here. If you would all please stand for a moment of silence in the Pledge of Allegiance. Vice Mayor, do you mind leading us this evening? Great, thank you.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Vice Mayor, for leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance this evening. We have approval of our City Commission meeting minutes from May 20, 2025 and June 3rd, 2025.
Motion approved.
Seconded.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Plout, seconded by Commissioner Shinetsky. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? None. Let the record show unanimous consent. Next, we have acknowledgement of our city board minutes from the code compliance meeting of April 8th, 2025. The Planning and Zoning Board meeting from May 1st, 2025. And the Hillsborough Inlet District from May 20, 2025.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Hudak, seconded by Commissioner Plout. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? None. Let the record show unanimous consent. I think we have a canary in the lobby over there. Next, we have approval of the agenda for this evening, June 17, 2025.
Motion to approve.
Seconded.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Plout, seconded by Commissioner Shinetsky. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? None. Let the record show unanimous consent. Madam Clerk, you're next.
For those attending via Zoom online wishing to speak under public comment on an item that's open for public input, please click raise hand at the bottom under the reactions tab, and your audio will be unmuted when you are recognized by Mayor Drosky. For those attending via Zoom by telephone, please press *9 to raise your hand, and your audio will be unmuted when you're recognized by Mayor Drosky. Please make sure your audio is unmuted on your end by pressing *6. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. We have a couple great proclamations and recognitions this evening. We're going to start with number 1, which is a proclamation presented to the Boys and Girls Club of Broward County in recognition of National Boys and Girls Club Week. I understand that we have Richie and Dante with us here this evening, ready to accept. I see you in the back there. Just stay tight. We'll have you come down in a minute. But first, the young people of Deerfield Beach are tomorrow's leaders. Many such young people need professional youth services to help them reach their full potential as productive, caring, responsible citizens. This year, the Boys and Girls Clubs of Broward County celebrate 60 years of service to youth in our communities. The JM Family Teen Center and the Jim and Jan Moran Club have served the Deerfield Beach community for many years, helping Boys and Girls Clubs of Broward County continue providing services to an average of 12,000 young people ages 6 through 18 annually. Boys and Girls Clubs are places where great futures start. They build a formula for impact through the core efforts in academic success, character, leadership, healthy lifestyles, and life and workforce readiness. The Boys and Girls Clubs help ensure youth have a safe and supportive space to learn, grow, and belong. Offering life-enhancing programs that build skills and character, members are providing meaningful relationships with caring adult professionals. Now, therefore, I, Todd Drosky, Mayor of the City of Deerfield Beach, Florida, in recognition thereof, do hereby proclaim June 23 through 27, 2025, as Boys and Girls Club Week. Now you can come down, guys. Richie and Dante, do you have anything you'd like to say? Put you on if you come to the microphone, sure. Tell us about the, yeah, they can't hide in the back there. No.
Come on up, come on up, come on up.
Just introduce yourselves, name and address for the record, please.
I'm the new director at the Jim and Jan Moran unit. My name is Richard Muin Ortiz. I also go by Richie. The address I'm still a little shaky on. It's 27 South Dixie Highway, Deerfield Beach 33441. Phone number I'm not too sure of, but we'll get there eventually.
We don't need the phone number. You're good. And Dante?
And I'm Dante Dye, Teen Center Director at JM Family Teen Center. It's 31 South Dixie Highway, 33441.
Okay.
And also we have, introduce yourself, give your age.
I'm Eric Lamar Johnson,
Age.
age 11.
And this is my nephew. He just joined Boys and Girls
Okay.
Club.
No,
My name is
no
my
pressure.
name is Jason Ayala, and I'm 15.
How long you been with the club?
4 years.
My name's Ashad Miner. I'm 15 years old, and I'm Keystone President of our Broward County Steering Committee.
How long you been with the club?
2 years.
Excellent. Thank you.
Absolutely. Couple things. Couple things for you. We want to let you guys know what we got going on. All right. It is
Can we
Boys and
check on
Girls
that
Club.
squeak noise out there, please? I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, you're perfect, man. You're perfect. But oh yeah, that is the puppy. But we have
That's definitely not a canary.
it's all good. It's all good. But of course, you guys know you've been by Todd, you've been by Tom as well, right? So you know, our mission statement is to enable all young people, especially those who are in need, right? To reach their full potential as productive, caring, responsible citizens. Okay. And that's what we're looking to push each and every day here at JM Family, as well as Jim and Jan Moran. All right. And we're averaging about 200 members a day at our club, a little bit more during the school year. But we're definitely looking to push the same statement here. We got a key event going on for BGC week where we bring all of our teams together. We're doing an NFL combine thing going on. So it's a good way to get all the kids together and just keep their competitive spirits going, as well as communion, right? You see how it is around the club, man. You know how it is. And then also, man, I will invite each and every one of you guys out to 31 as well as 27 South Dixie Highway and come hang out with us for a few days. And I can only imagine, you know, Mr. Drosky and Mr. Tom, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
I don't know how to pronounce
First
your
name's
last name.
better.
My man. But he's been by a few times, man. So I just invite each and every one of you guys to come by and see what we got going on, see what the good in the community we got going. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you. So we're going to go over here. Mr. Hunt is going to take some pictures with we want the entire commission for this one because we have a great relationship with the Boys and Girls Club. Vice Mayor? I told you they were good ones tonight. Second, we have proclamation presented to Stephanie Mardar. I apologize if I'm pronouncing that wrong. To the Alzheimer's Association Director in recognition of National Alzheimer's Awareness Month. I know that Mr. Strader is here in her place, correct? Yep, nodding. So same deal. Just stay tight for a second. Reed will come over, take a picture if you don't mind. Same location. Alzheimer's disease is a brain disease that worsens over time. It is the most common form of dementia, accounting for 60 to 80% of cases. Nearly 7 million Americans currently live with Alzheimer's disease. About 1 in 9 adults ages 65 and older develop this disease. Though there have been significant advances in treatment options, there is no cure. The greatest risk factor for developing Alzheimer's disease is older age, but genetics, family history, and lifestyle factors increase the risk for Alzheimer's. Modifying certain lifestyle factors like being physically active, staying socially and mentally active, maintaining a healthy blood pressure can reduce the risk for Alzheimer's disease. The Longest Day is an annual event held on June 21st, where the Alzheimer's Association aims to raise funds and awareness for care, support, and research efforts. Worldwide, people fight against the darkness of Alzheimer's disease and other dementias. The state of Florida and the city of Deerfield Beach recognize the efforts of the Alzheimer's Association to raise funds and promote awareness to fight Alzheimer's disease and related disorders, thereby improving the quality of human life for those living with Alzheimer's disease and their caregivers. Now, therefore, I, Todd Drosky, Mayor of the City of Deerfield Beach, in recognition thereof, do hereby proclaim June 2025 as National Alzheimer's Awareness Month. Mr. Strader, would you like to say anything? Same deals, name and address for the record, please.
My name is John Strader, and I'm the co-chair of the Board of Directors for the Alzheimer's Association here in Southeast Florida.
Thank you for being here this evening.
Thank you. Mr. Mayor, honorable commissioners, city staff, thank you so much for providing this proclamation and helping to raise awareness in Deerfield Beach for Alzheimer's and related dementias. We work tirelessly to try to raise funds and improve caregiving programs and provide a 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week helpline for those who are suffering and the caregivers that are taking care of them. Being a little bit more granular and drilling down on the numbers, here in Florida, we have over 580,000 people living with the disease and almost 860,000, mostly unpaid caregivers, family members, and so forth, taking care of them. Unfortunately, Broward County, Dade County, Palm Beach County are among the hardest hit in the United States, with Dade actually being #1 in the country in terms of Alzheimer's incidents. Both Palm Beach and Broward are in the top 30. So it is a growing problem, unfortunately, as we get older and medical science improves, we all age longer, and it's more likely to occur as we age. So helping to raise awareness through proclamations like this is tremendously important, and we thank you so much for your support. And just want to comment that the city of Deerfield, with its Focal Point Center here right in town, is among the leaders in the county in terms of adult daycare supervision for people who are suffering and giving the caregivers the respite care support that they need. So once again, thank you so much, and we appreciate it.
No, thank you again for coming out. We're going to present you with this proclamation over here as well. Commission, I'm sure every one of us knows someone that either has Alzheimer's or families that do. Nobody is untouched in our communities with this disease. So I'm not going to require any of you to come down, but if you'd like to take a picture because it is such a common problem, you're more than welcome to. Mr. Strader, if you just step to the side, please. We're up to number 3 this evening. I don't know if the puppy had anything to do with this or not, Captain, but now is your turn for our law enforcement recognition.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor. Always a pleasure. Mr. Vice Mayor, distinguished commissioners, Mr. City Manager,
citizens of Deerfield Beach, and I'm happy and pleased to welcome Major D. Giovanni has joined us tonight, our North Region Commander. You didn't know you're getting a canine demo tonight. They ruined the surprise. But cue him to come on in. Gentlemen, come on down, please. Always a pleasure and an honor to be here and tell you about the great things that our staff are doing to keep this great city of ours safe. So yes, I get to honor human beings tonight and also our canine counterparts because they are such an important element of what we do. And Canine Logan played such an important role in this event that I was very pleased and honored to be able to have him here tonight, and he's behaving himself as he does so well.
I think I'll
So-
stay up here for that picture.
Yeah, so yeah, we're going to orchestrate this one a little more careful than usual because I would like to stay employed past the conclusion of this commission. But let me tell you about what these fine deputies did. And as usual, I'm actually here to honor a dozen deputies that all cannot be here at one time due to schedules. But it's another great example of how it does take the team to cohesively and effectively protect and police our city. But tonight we do have Detective Ariano here tonight, who actually is now a detective, was a deputy at the time. Congratulations. He works out of our Criminal Investigations Division. This is Deputy Bynes from our Motors Unit. And of course, I need not introduce here Canine Logan, the furry one, and that's his human handler and partner there, Deputy Jesus, who is a longtime canine handler here for Deerfield Beach. So I'm going to read this verbatim from the sergeant that nominated these fine deputies for Employees of the Month for their outstanding teamwork, professionalism, and bravery during a high-risk incident. This occurred back in April. So in April 2025, we responded to an in-progress vehicle burglary that was actually reported at 6:30 in the morning. So this is right out of the gate, day shift. These guys are just getting their coffee. They're already on the beat, ready to go. And boom, we have this in-progress crime. So this subject was attempting to steal a pressure washer from the victim's truck. He actually was confronted by the victim and fled in a white pickup truck through the neighborhood. And while he was fleeing, he managed to crash into multiple fences, causing property damage and disabling his vehicle. Shortly after that, he fled on foot. These deputies quickly and rapidly responded, created a very effective perimeter to contain the suspect, and Deputy Jesus began doing his thing, which is a canine track. And he actually successfully tracked the suspect, who was found located on the roof of a residence. So needless to say, before aviation could even get there, we would not have known where he was if it had not been for Logan sniffing him out on the roof of a residence. But the fun for us did not stop there. He obviously, and no surprisingly, disobeyed repeated lawful orders to surrender peacefully. And at that point, he actually jumped off the roof into the pool. So now we really have an event. At this time, the deputy's trying to figure out how they're going to apprehend him. This is where Canine Logan comes in. So Deputy Jesus, doing what he does best, initiated an apprehension with the police dog, but it didn't end there. So Canine Logan did his thing and went to apprehend the suspect, and the suspect actually made multiple attempts to drown Logan in the pool. He hit and battered Logan and attempted to drown him, which is against Florida state statute and is a battery on a police dog, no different than it's a battery on a human police officer. Luckily, he was not successful in doing so, and with the combined help of all of our deputies who managed to fortunately not get bit by Logan themselves, the suspect was taken into custody safely for all. Furthermore, during the investigation, when they backtraced their steps, they found that this subject also dropped not one but two firearms that he was carrying on himself. So there's so many ways that this could have gone really badly. So not only did they quickly apprehend the subject safely and recover two firearms from the neighborhood, it was also discovered that this suspect, who unfortunately resided nearby in this neighborhood, was terrorizing the neighborhood for 2 nights in a row and had committed several burglaries. And well, his burglary spree came to an end, and he is now a resident of the Broward County Main Jail, which is where he remains to this day, and hopefully he will remain there. So thanks to the swift, coordinated response and effective teamwork of these deputies, a violent and dangerous offender, mind you, no surprise, multiple felonies on his record, was apprehended without harm to the public, law enforcement personnel, nor the canine. Their actions ensured the recovery of stolen property and the removal of illegal firearms from the community. For these reasons, we do proudly nominate these deputies and Canine Logan in recognition of their exemplary service and dedication to public safety here in Deerfield Beach. Thank you, gentlemen. All right, so Mr. Mayor, Canine Logan's going to take stage left. He's going to photobomb us from a rear. But if you'd like to come down with the human deputies and take a photo, That'd be great. I guarantee your safety, sir. Please.
Everybody heard that, right? I have a lot.
And I have 2 certificates. I have one for Logan and one for Deputy Susan. But I went on to become a doggy treat, so I'm gonna give this to you later. Yes, my wife says hello. Thank you, folks. Thank you, sir.
We'll give it just 30 seconds if anyone wants to leave. Thank you. For those remaining that want to volunteer for the free tasing demonstration, proceed to the lobby. Okay, I think we're ready. Mr. City Attorney, we're up to number 4, quasi judicial public hearings.
Thank you, Mayor. Item number 4 on tonight's agenda is a resolution of the City Commission of the City of Deerfield Beach, Florida, considering the plat application from B10 Quiet Waters Owner A LLC and B10 Quiet Waters Owner B LLC to amend the plat note for the approximately 45.61 acre property located at 710 to 750 South Powerline Road and 3155 to 3161 Southwest 10th Street in the I and B3 zoning districts to reflect as-built square footages and permit 72,119 square feet of industrial and office uses on parcel B. Application number 25-P-241, providing for conflicts, severability, and an effective date. And if the property owner or property owner's representative, when you come up, state your name and address for the record. If you'll let us know if you choose to waive the more formal quasi-judicial proceeding, I'd appreciate that.
Good evening, members of the commission and staff. Would like to waive the quasi-judicial formal proceedings. My name is Armando Hasoon. This is my colleague, David Coviello, and I'm here with Schutz and Bowen on behalf of the owners, which are B10 Quiet Waters Owner A LLC and B10 Quiet Waters Owner B LLC. The property's name is Quiet Waters Business Park, as stated, located at 710-750 South Powerline Road in Deerfield Beach, and we're here for an application for a plat note amendment. The property, as you can see, has 2 parcels and was purchased by the owners in 2023. During the due diligence process, it was noticed that there were slight changes between the plat note and the current as-built conditions. As such, we are here seeking no objection approval so that we can proceed with the county process to amend the existing plat note. As of now, we are tentatively scheduled for the August County Commission meeting. We've also previously discussed these changes with your office, and they were deemed insubstantial or not warranting a site plan modification. The 3 changes that we're looking at with the plat note amendment are very modest changes to the square footage figures on the plat note to be consistent with the as-built conditions as they existed since 2004. A slight modification to the permitted use of parcel B from strictly office to office and light industrial use, and then a little cleanup of the language to conform the nomenclature to the county's current use language. We really want to stress here that there's no new construction being proposed. It's merely conforming the plat note to the as-built conditions. Here are the figures of change between the plat note and the as-built conditions as evidenced by the survey. Parcel A, which is comprised of buildings 2 through 5, has a 15,641 square foot difference across 4 buildings. Parcel A1, which is only building one, has an 836 square foot difference between the plat note and the as-built conditions. And finally, parcel B, which is building 6 and 7, has a 1,627 square foot difference between the plat note and the as-built conditions. On this next slide, you could see the actual existing plat note and what we're proposing here. As you can see, it's the language is cleaned up to conform once again to the county's use language. There's that slight change on from office to office and light industrial on parcel B, and then the figures as shown on the previous slide to reflect the as-built conditions and conform the plat note to them. Next slide, please. This last slide just shows a letter from the county's planning council that shows their accord with these changes and the plat note amendment. That's it, and please let me know if you have any questions. Thank you for your consideration.
Thank you for the presentation. It's pretty clear what you're trying to achieve this evening. Commissioner Plout, it is your district. Do you have any comments before I go to the public hearing?
No, I am very familiar with not only the project, but the purpose of the plat amendment. Spoke with Director Power about it and reviewed it, and I feel very comfortable with it. I don't have any questions or concerns at this time.
Thank you.
Commissioner Hudak, do you have a question or
I have
we
a
can make a
question.
motion? Okay, Commissioner Hudak?
One question I have is your slide says, light industrial use, but yet the proposed change in the plat note says industrial use. If you could explain the difference between light industrial use, which is what you have on your slide, but the plat note says industrial use. It doesn't say light industrial use.
My colleague David's going to speak.
Good evening, Commissioner. By the way, David Coviello for the record, 200 South Biscayne Boulevard. That language is the nomenclature that the county uses for plat notes. They don't distinguish between light and industrial, and so that was requested by the county. But the use actually under the site plan is light industrial, under the site plan that you approved.
Thank you.
Commissioner Shanetsky?
Hi, good evening. I got a communique from one of my constituents that lives in Century Village East. That's my area. And they just had a little bit of concern. They've been living in Century Village since 2006. They live right off of Southwest 10th Street with a new construction coming in Southwest 10th Street, the connecting project. It's going to be 7 years. Will this burden it in any way? How is that factored in, the construction with Southwest 10th? How is this factored in, or has it been?
I mean, it's my understanding that there shouldn't be any sort of effect because there's no construction being proposed at this time, and the changes we're seeking are merely to conform the plat note to the as-built conditions. So, at least as part of this application for the plat note amendment, there's no construction being proposed.
Anything else, Commissioner?
No.
Okay. We will move to public comment. Is there anybody in the commission chamber that would like to comment on item number 4 this evening? Seeing none. Madam Clerk, did anybody sign up in advance? Is anybody have their hand up online? Then we will close the public hearing. Commission?
Motion. If there's no comment, I'll make a motion to approve.
Go ahead.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion to approve item number 4 by Commissioner Plout, seconded by Commissioner Hudak. Madam Clerk, would you call the roll, please?
Commissioner Hudak,
Yes.
Commissioner Plout,
Yes.
Commissioner Shanetsky,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Preston,
Yes.
Mayor Drosky.
Yes. Thank you for being here this evening.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Have a good
Yes. Do you mind leaving your, if you have a business card, could you leave some with the clerk, please? Commissioner Plout, his district may want some.
Thank you, Mayor.
We're up to public comment. Mr. City Attorney?
We are now at public comment. Persons addressing the commission shall state his or her name and address and may speak for 3 minutes. This is the time for public comment on items that are not on tonight's agenda. The time for public comment on an item that is on tonight's agenda is after I read the title into the record, and the public comment period for such item is open. No comments shall be made related to the personal life or personal qualities of any person, and no language which would offend persons of ordinary sensibility shall be permitted.
Thank you, Mr. City Attorney. Is there anybody in the commission chamber this evening? First of all, Madam Clerk, did anybody sign up? Who do you have first? Billy Thompson here?
Yeah.
Mr. Thompson, go ahead, please. Just state your name and address for the record, please.
My name is Pastor Billy Thompson, and I live at 1068 Boca Raton Drive in Boca Raton, Florida. My name is Pastor Billy Thompson. As a two-time NBA champion with the Miami Heat, Los Angeles Lakers, and the first player ever selected by the Miami Heat expansion draft, I want to just say that I've been blessed to be able to win championships. And with that spirit, I want to be in a place where I can make a difference. So I've been in this city for about 9 years, and we believe that there's something that can happen that can make a difference. My journey has taken me around the world, from packed arenas to underserved villages, but it was those travels that I discovered and read about in books that I decided to make a change. When I played with the Los Angeles Lakers, I rededicated my life to the Lord. And that's when I realized that life was more important than just winning championships. And so I started the Billy Thompson Foundation, and that to this day has helped thousands of kids. It's in Deerfield. We began to start it because we felt that the foundation was important. And in the city of Deerfield, there was a need for helping children. So we've already begun to work in the community, working with housing, and the MOU that we've signed with the Deerfield Beach Housing Authority, because we believe in partnership and not just presence. We've hosted free enrichment camps in the city. We've helped give out thousands of pounds of food during the past 5 years. And we've also given out shoes to hundreds of kids and medical supplies and clothing. We also have cared for children who have autism and different problems that we felt needed support. I know what it takes to win. I know what it takes to build winning families and communities. We believe that if we got the opportunity to partner with the city, and we would be able to do some things that would make a big difference. We're here, we're ready, we're looking to partner with the city and implement some of the programs that we have. So thank you for this opportunity to share, and God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, Pastor. Likewise, if you have any business cards, if you leave them with the clerk too, my colleagues may be interested, so they have your contact information to reach out. Madam Clerk, who is the second person to sign up, please? Mr. Bradshaw here this evening?
Yeah.
And then Madam Clerk, who's on deck? Is Tatiana here this evening? You're on deck.
Yeah.
Good,
hi,
Mr. Bradshaw.
Jeff
Name and
Brad-
address for the record, please.
Jeff Bradshaw. I live at 225 Southeast 10th Street, D2, 33441. I'm here. I've got a couple of tickets. Didn't bring my stuff with me off of 2nd Street and 10th Street on Deerfield Beach. At first, I got warnings, 2 warnings, and then they turned into actually tickets. I'm guilty. Okay, I was speeding. I get that. During that time frame, I was going to a VA appointment, and I had to get my partner, who was a veteran also, to drive through Broward County to get to the VA appointment at that time frame. It was not during the blinking lights of school zone tickets, and I got like 40 miles an hour versus 30 to 35 miles an hour during that time frame. I'll pay the tickets. I have no problem with that. My thing is, I am asking you, is there anything going on between the hours of 5 p.m. and 4:00 a.m. during those hours, the same area where I got my tickets at, where people who are speeding, it's like the Indy 500 at night. I'll pay my tickets. I'm guilty, but are those same people during those timeframes getting tickets also? Because it's like a Indy 500 going through those timeframes during those streets going through A1A and 10th Street, and it's like, wow, I'll pay those tickets, no problem paying it. I'm guilty, but I need to know if those tickets are being assessed to the same people in those areas on those timeframes, because it's every night, all night, going on, Indy 500. And I'll end this with thank you for your service. I've done this in Springfield, Massachusetts. Thank you very much. That's all I got.
Mr. Bradshaw, before you run too far away, I saw Mr. Gladio. You can't hide back there. He's our Director of Public Safety. He can meet with you and give you more details regarding the program, but it runs 8:30. My understanding is 30 minutes before school and 30 minutes after school hours. The state statute allows it only in that window. We cannot do it past school hours and when school is out of session. But Mr. Gladio will be happy to, your time is
So
up,
the
unfortunately.
limit does not count during the hours of 8 PM through 4 o'clock.
The state statute only allows the cameras during the operation of school hours, 30 minutes before and after school. But we have our regular deputies that can still give tickets, but the cameras cannot.
They don't do it.
But Mr. Gladio would be happy to talk to you in the back. Okay, I am, who was next, Madam Clerk? Tatiana, and the last name?
Tatiana Galliano. It's 225 Southeast 10th Street, apartment 12D, Deerfield Beach, 33441. Good evening, Mayor, Commissioners, and city staff. Thank you for the opportunity to speak. I've
If you
probably
just pull your microphone down just a little bit, please.
Sure.
Sorry, go ahead.
Is that better? Yep, sorry. I've proudly lived in Town Green condominiums here in Deerfield Beach for over 8 years. I'm here to ask the city to take a closer look at an issue that I and at least one other member of my neighborhood that is here with me tonight, and likely others in our surrounding communities have experienced with the new school zone speeding enforcement near Deerfield Beach Middle School. Between May 15th and May 29th, I received 4 speeding violations from the new camera on Southeast 2nd. I didn't receive the notice for the first 2 violations until June 2nd, by which time the other 2 had already occurred. I had no idea that enforcement had started. I received a warning notice mid-May, but as the infraction time was well beyond the school pickup time and the lights were not flashing, I ignored the warning. Had I known that the school zone times had changed, I absolutely would have adjusted my driving immediately. Deerfield Beach Middle School has confirmed that they received advance notice about the new system via a flyer passed around the school, which is great. But as nearby residents, we didn't receive any similar notifications. The signs and the camera just popped up overnight. I've emailed the Director of Public Safety, Mr. Sean Gladio, to share my concerns. And while I appreciate the response that the process for addressing a notice of violation is established to ensure fairness and due process for all residents, it doesn't feel fair that someone who unknowingly commits an infraction is left with little choice but to pay the ticket simply because contesting it could lead to an additional $250 in court costs on top of the $100 violation. That puts many residents in a tough position. To be clear, I'm not contesting the first ticket, which is why I have not requested a court date, but I would like for us to come to a resolution together, as June 27th would be my deadline to request a court date. I'm respectfully asking the city to consider reviewing violations 2, 3, and 4, considering dismissing them as they occurred before any official notice was received. If the city doesn't have the authority to dismiss these violations directly, I'm requesting that, if possible, they provide a written documentation that violators can bring to court, which would acknowledge that the city agrees that the notification turnaround time provided isn't acceptable and the city supports waiving the tickets based on delayed and insufficient notice to residents. I believe this would be fair and community-minded, and I also hope that moving forward, new enforcement programs like this one are rolled out with clearer communication to surrounding residents via flyers, emails, signage, or any other outreach to fairly disseminate information. And I'm all for protecting our students and our neighborhoods, but I believe that clear communication to all parties that could be affected is what's fair. Thank you.
Thank you for coming as well. I nor my colleagues cannot waive or dismiss any tickets. But Mr. Gladio, who's outside, I encourage you to speak with him as well. He's standing right outside the the door there. So your request needs to be addressed, Tim, and he's here tonight if you'd like to. But thank you for coming out. We understand there was a public service campaign in advance before. I know the city did through its Facebook and other means try to get the word out. And there was a 30-day warning period, and then that's when the violations started. The good news is the violation stopped as of June 3rd because that's when school is out. So there's no tickets during the summer because there's no school, but it will pick up again in the fall. But Mr. Gladio can assist you. All right. Thank you. Appreciate you coming out. Madam Clerk, did anyone else sign up this evening? Okay, we'll take the signups. Who signed up online? Dan Hers signed up. Mr. Hers, go ahead, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Dan Hers, 330 Southeast 19th Avenue. I want to thank in advance the city clerk for passing out a handout that will go with what I'm about to say. Shortly, you'll all have an email that was sent out this last Friday night by ex-District 3 Commissioner Bernie Parnas, and who it was an ex-commissioner and a current member of the Deerfield Beach Charter Review Committee. Context in which this email was written was that Mr. Parnas had just been suspended indefinitely as president of the Deerfield Beach Democratic Club by Mr. Rick Hoy, who is president of the Broward County Democratic Club and who is a Black American. I will now read the email. I quote Mr. Parnas. I may be filing a grievance against Rick Hoy and the Democratic Club. Why not call me to discuss this garbage created to have the whole Democratic Club run by African members? I have heard from other clubs where this kind of Mickey Mouse justice is taking control of the party. Parnas's suspension is none of my concern, but what is a concern is the racist email that Parnas composed. As an ex-commissioner of the city for the last 8 years, Parnas must be held to a higher standard than a non-elected person. He still represents the city on the Charter Review Board that he was just elected to. Since I knew the Sunshine Law prohibits the commission from talking about this outside of a commission meeting, I hope one of you has the common sense to realize the position Parnas has put the city in. Based on his actions, I would like to suggest that Parnas be temporarily removed from the Charter Review Committee to avoid any appearance of the city condoning his racism. Parnas can be given a chance to explain his actions, and then the commission can make a final decision on his suitability to serve on the Charter Review Committee. The irony here is this occurring just 2 days before Juneteenth. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hers. Madam Clerk, did anyone else sign up? Okay, so that takes care of the signups. Thank you, everybody, for signing in advance this evening. Is there anyone in the commission chamber that has not already spoke that would like to this evening? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, is there anyone else online that would like to speak? Former State Representative Gwendolyn Clark-Reed, please go ahead.
Thank you, Mayor. Mayor Gwen
Time's
Clark,
up.
Reed, 1430 Southwest 6th Way, Deerfield. I'm inquiring about the budget workshops, Mayor, and wanting to know when they will be, and also if they will be on Zoom. So if someone can give that information to me, I would appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, State Representative. Mr. City Manager, if you could let us know in your comments when we get there, please. Is there anyone else online that would like to speak? Unless you know it off the top of your head, we can address it now and move on.
It'll be July 9th and it will be online.
State Representative, in case you're still listening, July 9, and there will be a Zoom option. Yes. Okay, seeing nobody else online, correct, Madam Clerk? Make sure I didn't miss anybody and no one else in the commission chamber. We will close the public comment and go on to the consent agenda. Mr. City Attorney, if we could just take the board appointments 5 through 8 first, please.
Sure, items 5 through 8 are currently on consent. It's up to the commission if you want to pass them as a slate after public comment.
Do my colleagues have any comments on 5, 6, 7, or 8? Seeing no lights, we'll go to the public comment. Is there anyone in the commission chamber that would like to speak on items 5, 6, 7, or 8 only for the moment, please? Seeing none, we will go to anyone that is online. Madam Clerk, I don't see any hands. Do you? So then we will close the public hearing on items 5, 6, 7, 8. Commission, is there a motion?
Motion to,
Go ahead.
motion to approve the consent items 5 through 8 for board appointments.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Plout to approve items 5 through 8, seconded by Commissioner Hudak. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Items 5 through 8 are approved unanimously. Mr. City Attorney, we could move on to the regular consent agenda of items 9
Through 15.
through 15.
Same there. Items 9 through 15 are currently on consent. Agreements and expenditure requests. It's up to the commission if you want to pass them as a slate after public comment.
Okay, so we'll start by asking my colleagues, does anyone have any polls on 9 through 15 first? Seeing no polls, do my colleagues have any comments on 9 through 15? Seeing no lights, we'll go to public comment on items 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Everybody, now's your opportunity for those items. Does anyone in the commission chamber like to speak on any item 9 through 15 this evening? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, we'll go to those online. I don't see any hands. Do you, Madam Clerk? Okay, so then we will close the public hearing on items 9 through 15. Commission, is there a motion?
Motion to approve items 9 through 15.
Second.
Motion to approve items 9 through 15 by Commissioner Hudak, seconded by Commissioner Plout. Madam Clerk, would you call the roll, please?
Commissioner Hudak,
Yes.
Commissioner Plout,
Yes.
Commissioner Shanetsky,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Preston,
Yes.
Mayor Drosky.
Yes. Mr. City Attorney, we're up to number 15. I think it's pretty short. I guess I could read that one, right? Presentation regarding Centennial Garden. Mr. City Manager, no, we have a presentation on our, did I say 15? I'm sorry. 9. The one time I was trying to help out, you know?
We covered it between you and me. I think we nailed it. 16, presentation regarding Centennial.
Okay, I know we have a presentation on our desk here, Mr. City Manager.
Director of Planning Development Services, Eric Power, will be doing the presentation.
Good evening, Eric Power, Director of Planning Development Services. Tonight, I have a presentation to provide to you regarding the Centennial Garden. So again, as part of the Centennial Celebration and the budget amendments that were approved last year, we are doing a Centennial Garden. Staff identified the entranceway for the Obita McKeithen Park as being the location for a garden site. And we were able to utilize some existing contracts that were already in place to install sidewalk at no additional cost. And so what some of you may have already seen, I know I've spoken to several of you, that work began kind of prior to a presentation, but it was based on timing for that contract before it expired to try to utilize some existing resources for the city to save on that. So this is the location that we're looking at. Currently, it's an empty space here at the park. And this is the rendering that has been created by our city's urban forester, Harold Hoyt. And I'll walk you through just a little bit of this. So the intention is that you have 2 entrances to the pathway or one way through, and then you have a circular area and an area in the middle. And what I'm drawing your attention to, the first point is the circular area. This will be divided into 10 pieces of the pie, each representing 1 decade. So we'll have an ability to start your trail, whether you either side you're on, to sort of see as you walk around the Centennial Circle, some information about each decade. And in the middle will be, at the moment, just some grass, but an opportunity for us to install public art at a future date. As you recall, at our last item, we approved a public art master plan. And as part of that master plan, we'll be identifying locations for upcoming public art. And this will be an excellent location for public art at a future date. And what you'll see around it is some landscaping. What we're looking at doing is providing for landscaping that's somewhat representative to the Centennial. For example, there's a plant called the Yesterday, Today, and Tomorrow plant. It's a white and purple flower bush. You know, it's representative of the Centennial, purple, and other types of colors that would be representative of 100 years. So this is just some photographs of what it looks like. Again, we had a crew. We had the opportunity to utilize them to install that sidewalk area. But at the moment, that's all we have. We have gone and fenced the area off. We've installed some new sod to repurpose the whole area. You'll see the middle part right there. The pavers have not been set yet. We wanted to have the conversation in front of commission. And then that's just another quick image of what the main area will look like. So the intention of how is a Centennial Garden is for us to have these representative displays at each piece of the pie. So you'll see, as an example, there'll be a population, there'll be a size, because obviously the city has grown in size over time. There'll be a small map showing how that city has grown, like what was the city's boundary at that time, what was it like in 1920, what was it like in 2000, you know, as it moves on. And then several things that occurred, whether they occurred in Deerfield Beach, whether they occurred, you know, worldwide, but just events that occurred in that decade. So as you walk around the decade, you start to see some information. And then if you've gone on our website recently, you've noticed we have a survey. So what we're doing is we're asking residents to tell us what they think is important and needs to go into those interpretive displays. We've received about 30 responses already. It's been up for a couple days. So what we're asking for is for residents, if they recall something or if they think something was important in the events of the city of Deerfield Beach, to provide us that information. They go on the survey, they can click on any of the decades, and they can provide information to that so that we can compile all that information. We're also working with the Historical Society to try and gather some information as well. And so what we'll be doing over the next few months is purchasing additional landscaping, setting those pavers, those decorative pavers, and then eventually putting in the interpretive displays. And then upon the approval of the Public Art Committee at a later date, some public art in the middle. And I think with that, I may answer any questions you may have.
Okay. Thank you. I'm sure we're going to have lots of questions on this. So I don't know whose light was first, but we'll start with District 4, Commissioner Plow.
Do we have any kind of plan to have a flag up there, American flag with a?
Well, there is a flag already near the
Georgia
area.
Field, I think.
Yeah. We haven't considered that, but we could consider that.
I mean, it doesn't have to be as big as that one. Just a thought.
Mhm.
You know? Since it's a commemoration for the city, we should have, I would think, a city flag, but you don't want to have city flag without an American flag above it, I would think. I don't know how labor intensive that would be for people to bring it up and down and whatnot. I know the one in our park, it stays up all the time and we have.
Because it's lit.
We have a solar
Yeah.
light on it, so
Yeah.
it meets all the requirements of having a light on it to fly it at night.
We can speak to Parks about that. One of the things we had talked about doing was the city has had several emblems and seals over time, you know, logos, things like that. So maybe providing those things as well in the interpretive displays.
Maybe even like a history of what the flags were like over the last 100 years.
Yeah, we were thinking about having like a different, like every time that the image changed, maybe adding that into the display.
Just a thought. That's all I had to say. Thank you.
Commissioner Shinetsky.
Well, here in South Florida, because of the intense heat, a lot of flowers won't grow. I've been to a few botanical gardens in West Palm and even in Miami. And because of the heat, the flowers don't really look too well. They look dried up because in the intense heat. One suggestion that I like to put is in Broward County, there are some prevalent flowers. I did some research. Hibiscus thrive in Florida. They thrive in this environment. That's maybe something to look at. Something called a lantana. It's like a resident, it's a shrub and they attract butterflies. I think that would be also a nice touch. It's called lantana. And also there's beach sunflowers. We have Deerfield Beach. The beach is very important to this city. So maybe these are some things that we could look at. Also Elliott's ashtar. It's a perennial, it's like a wildflower. It's pink and purple flowers and it's very fragrant. So these flowers thrive in Broward County. So I thought maybe you could look at that. And another thing, could you maybe look at it in terms of like a classical bust or some geometric sculptures in the works of art to put in this centennial garden?
The public art will be at a much future date when the public art plan is, because we're looking for a map in the public art plan to identify where future art will go. So this will be one of those locations. And then at a later date, we'll be discussing how we will go about either purchasing or receiving art.
Thank you, Commissioner. Vice Mayor Preston.
Thank you, Mayor. This is a positive. This is good. But what I really liked is the fact that you have the public having the ability to be able to give some input in this project. And the renderings are pretty impressive. And so again, if somebody has an idea, what would they need to do?
Well, they can certainly contact through the website, through the survey. They can just go on. Right now, if you go on to, it's a little annoying to those who use the website every day, but if you go on to any page, it just comes right up as the survey.
It comes right up.
Okay.
Thank you.
We also, on our website, is all the Centennial information. We have an entire bar. All the information is occurring with the Centennial.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. I wasn't going to bring this up tonight, but I've been getting more calls lately asking about a time capsule. I didn't envision it for Centennial Park, but now that I think about it, that may be a great place to put it. So maybe consider that as well for the next 100 years, that we could put something in Centennial Park going forward. Other than that, I don't see Commissioner.
It's in the early stages.
It is. It is. It is a presentation, but it is important. It would be nice to have public feedback. So, Mr. Power, I will open it to the public. So we'll listen to see if the public has any comments. Is there anyone here in the commission chamber that would like to comment on the Centennial Garden? Seeing no one.
Mr. Mayor, if I could, just on the presentation also, if you noticed, it was designed specifically with staff looking at that pathway, that walking path, kind of representative of the path that everybody is on. And the whole point of having the city represented circular in the middle was not just that it's 100 years old, but that's eternal. And so this is kind of the central part of the people's lives that are on the path that we're all, commonly on. So there was a lot of symbolism that's there too. So when we look at any kinds of decorations that we're going to do or art that might be in that park in the future, those themes will also be part of that decision-making process.
Okay, excellent. Thank you. I do see Madam Clerk one hand online at the moment. Gwendolyn Clark Reed. Go ahead, former state representative. Oh, I think she left. Did she leave, Madam Clerk? She had her hand.
Did I unmute myself?
Oh, you did. Yes.
Okay. Gwen Clark Reed, 1430 Southwest 6th Way. Mayor, I just wanted to know if that lighting would be included in that pathway, so that, in the evening, if someone wanted to walk there or we had visitors who wanted to come in and see this Centennial production, that there would be some lighting provided along that pathway. Is that a possibility?
We'll ask Mr. Power when he comes back up.
Thank you.
Thank you. I don't see any other hands, Madam Clerk, so we'll close the public hearing. It was pretty short. Mr. Power, if I know it's very early.
I can tell you right now, we haven't actually considered any sort of ground lighting. There is enough ambient lighting, especially with the basketball court, but that's something we can certainly consider after we have the landscape installations. You know, if we need to add some lighting through there, that's something we'll definitely look at.
Okay. I think you get some good feedback from my colleagues
Thank
this
you.
evening, so appreciate the presentation. Thank you.
Absolutely.
We are up to comments by administration and legal. We'll start with the city manager.
Again, Eric's going to do a presentation related to waste management, a big topic that all of us have been following, and there have been some recent developments. And for an update, he's going to give an update to the commission tonight.
Okay, thank you. Eric Bauer again, Director of Planning Development Services. So as I'm sure all of you are aware, and I did send an email to you today, the city, along with the city of Coconut Creek, have filed what's called a Chapter 164 process challenging Broward County's approval of the waste management landfill height increase and expansion. So we are in a process with Coconut Creek to essentially deal with conflict assessment, which is at this point a staff level issue. We have met with the Broward County twice, April 2nd and May 7th. Our next meeting is what's called a joint county city meeting. It's on August 28th at 1 p.m., in which elected officials from Broward County, City of Deerfield Beach, City of Coconut Creek are all supposed to attend. So what happened, the letter was sent to Mayor Drosky and Mayor Riley of Coconut Creek. Essentially, the letter comes directly from Beam Fur, although it was probably written by someone else, stating that some factual errors about the city's issues with the suit and the delay that is occurring, and that Waste Management will now be forced to remove their methane plant, which powers approximately 9,000 single-family homes. They failed to mention that they received a permit in 2023 to remove those methane plants and move them south, which was always their intention to do so. But anyways, the county mayor has asked for another meeting. At the last Thursday's June 12th meeting, City Coconut Creek meets on Thursdays. They did vote to move forward to meet, that their commissioner member Rydell, along with their city staff, will go to Broward County within the next 2 weeks. We would also like to attend that meeting. So tonight we were going to have a discussion with you for representation, and possibly the District 4 commissioner to represent the city along with staff at that meeting.
Any feedback from my colleagues? We'll start with Commissioner Hudak.
I think it's important that we do attend. I read the letter and I kind of have been to a lot of these meetings on this subject and kind of know where the mayor of the county sits. But I still think it's important that we do attend this meeting. It's a show of good faith. It's a show of goodwill. I don't know that anything will come out of it, but I think it's important that we do attend.
Commissioner Shinetsky.
Well, I agree with my colleague. I think we should attend, but I just want to say we need to stand firm when we go to this meeting. We can't let Waste Management dictate the narrative. We have to protect the surrounding municipalities by not jeopardizing our local water system and environment. And this is in my backyard. I mean, this landfill is in my backyard. It's 500 acres. The site is bounded north by Wiles Road, on the south by Sample Road, on the east by Powerline Road, and on the west by the Florida Turnpike. So it affects District 3 and District 4. I also want to say that the mayor, and I saw that Broward County Mayor Beam Fur, I saw that letter. He lives in Hollywood, Florida. This doesn't affect his area at all. And he has been quoted as saying, and I quote, he was saying he was less interested in the height of the landfill. So I don't think he really cares about the height of the landfill or how big the landfill gets or what's in it, but it affects us. I also want to say that on April 26, 2022, Broward County Commission approved the zero waste living policy. Now, this policy aimed to cut landfill waste, yet they approved recently, that by approving the landfill expansion, it undermines this progress. So we need to prioritize long-term solutions over setbacks. I think that's very, very important. Now, when Waste Management had negotiated with Coconut Creek, and it's on the record, basically what they said was, you know, they would make some financial concessions, they would make some environmental concessions, and these were some of the concessions that they put to Coconut Creek. They said, in terms of, I have it right here, in terms of water, you know, the water quality, that they would make a study, and if the groundwater was impacted, Waste Management would monitor it. That's like taking a lion out of a cage and saying, hey, we could handle it. We have some meat. We could handle it. I don't trust Waste Management. They also said, and this is on record, they said that, and this is what they offered to Coconut Creek. They said, should Waste Management request to make it the landfill higher than the 325 feet, they would have to pay $10 million an application fee. So they're throwing out money. They said, you know, maybe down the road, if we want to make it higher than 325, we'll give $10 million, which to a billion-dollar company, billions of dollar company like Waste Management is nothing. They also said, Waste Management had also said that if they have to increase the slope of the landfill, right now it's a 3-to-1 ratio, they would also give another $10 million. And they also said that if they had to add any additional land in this landfill beyond what's on right now, they would give an additional money. So basically, we really need to stand firm because I think Waste Management has so much money that that's what their concessions will be. And that's what they're going to try to draw us in. Just sweeten the pot with a little money. We'll throw out some money. We'll do a little monitoring. But the bottom line is Deerfield Beach and the surrounding municipalities will be injured. And I don't think that's right. And I'm going to do everything possible to be against it. And like you had said, Waste Management has a new state-of-the-art renewable energy recovery facility under construction in Okeechobee, landfill in Okeechobee. So they have that. I basically think that we need to stand firm also because our composting program, we have a initial composting program that's being expanded. That's been a success, I think. We've saved a lot of money with the composting program in Deerfield Beach. With Deerfield Beach, the composting program with 17,000 participants, that's 20% of the city population, can divert over 3,800 tons of waste annually. So if 20% of Broward County population joined, that would be over 73,000 tons of waste that could be kept out of the landfill each year. So this needs to be looked at. We need to move forward with a composting program. I also want to say, and I thank you so much for letting me speak. Also want to say that there is a landfill that they haven't used. The Broward County landfill is owned by Broward County. It's not near capacity. So this is something that could be used instead of the Monarch Hill, landfill. And I also want to say finally that there are only 3 cities in Broward who use this landfill at Monarch Hill. It's Parkland, Pompano Beach, and Weston. Deerfield Beach doesn't even use this landfill, but our residents will be hurt by it. So I really feel we can go to the meeting, but we really need to stand firm against Waste Management because I don't think they have Deerfield Beach and the surrounding cities' best interests at heart.
Thank you for your comments, Commissioner. I just want to clarify that Coconut Creek did not accept the goodies
They did not accept them.
by Waste Management.
But it
I
was
mean,
proposed to them.
I understand it was proposed, but I'm just making it clear because we are, I don't want Coconut Creek to misunderstand anything that's being said, because they are our ally in this and we're working lockstep with them, that they did not accept those goodies. It was proposed to them, but they did not accept it. That's all I just wanted to say on that. Commissioner Plout.
Thank you, Mayor. We have to stand firm. We have to do everything that we possibly can so that if they do get their way and they go up another 100 feet, I can go to sleep at night and we can go to sleep at night as a city that we did everything we could. But I got to tell you, on Father's Day, took a drive down Power Line to go out to dinner. Embarrassed to say I didn't eat in Deerfield because I eat it in Deerfield all the time, you know, but I went somewhere else with my family, and we got the red light down there on Green Road, and some of my family in the back seat was like, "What in the world is that?" And they hadn't been down here. They live up in Palm Beach. They haven't been down here, but the sun shining on that mountain was just something to behold. And when I told them that it was going to go up another 100 feet is what they're proposing, they just couldn't believe it. And the first thing out of my son-in-law's mouth was, "Well, what are you guys going to do about it? You're a commissioner." You know, I mean, anybody that just sees the place would be concerned with it. And I don't think you know, I read that letter and it was offensive. They might as well have had the seal of Waste Management on it. And they turned it around, you know, on us. Like Word fought for bringing this up, and they were almost incredulous that we would even, you know, want to do anything about it. And they cited how we would ruin the environment, you know, by having them shut down this methane plant, which they had plans on shutting down, as you bring out. But as my colleague here, Mr. Shinesky, says, the real environmental thing is the water. You know, I mean, think of the tonnage and the things that people throw away that go into that garbage. You know, I've seen people put cans of paint and everything else out for like the crane to take or something. You know, now we don't do that if we know what's in there, but sometimes you see these boxes and you really don't know, you know, what people are throwing out. And I personally am surprised that Pompano, it doesn't join Coconut Creek and Deerfield Beach. I mean, when you think about the water, I learned a little bit about 20 years ago when we drilled extra wells. We went down 700 feet. I think there's two aquifers, the Florida aquifer and the Biscayne aquifer. I think it's the Biscayne one that's much deeper. And we drilled a couple of wells around town that went down 700 feet. And I did learn at the Florida League of Cities that municipalities have to test the water every day, almost every hour, I believe, for 400 different toxins. So we already have the records of what the raw water is. Well, that would be the purified water that we test, but I'm sure we look at the raw water, or it'd be real easy to do that. And thinking about how the aquifer works and it goes north to south, I don't know what Pompano did for drilling wells or whatever, but it sure would be a simple thing to take a test of our water and a test of their water, which is further downstream, and see if there's a difference. That might open some eyes. So I'm not, you know, I might have been the class scientist in second grade, but that was a long time ago. But I think that would be like a simple test to maybe open up some other eyes. And if they want to scream about the environment, that might be something for us to look at or suggest that those other cities. The data might be right there, and it's just a matter of comparing it. So that's all I've got to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Mr. Powell, I'm not going to sit up here and dissect the letter for the sham that it is. It's not worth anyone's breath to do so. But I concur with my colleagues that we should attend the meeting in a spirit of good faith. Information is free to hear what's on their mind. They put a narrow window on us for 2 weeks, so I unfortunately have some plans in that window, and Commissioner Plout, whose district borders Mount Trashmore, I think would be a good option to attend for us. So I don't know that I don't know, Mr. City Attorney, if we need to vote on that or not, but
I think they're just looking for direction. You could vote on the decision on who to send.
okay, so we'll make a motion on, I think we have consensus to attend the meeting along with our colleagues from Coconut Creek. And then I just need a motion for our representative to attend.
I'll make that motion.
Okay.
Seconded.
The motion for Commissioner Plout?
Yes.
Okay, motion for Commissioner Plout to attend by Vice Mayor Preston, seconded by Commissioner Shinesky. All in favor signify, I guess we have to, open it up to the public, correct?
You could, it's not really an action item per se in terms of taking action. I guess you're just selecting a chair, but you could. It's up to you.
I don't see the harm in it. So is there anyone in the commission chamber that would like to speak on the motion to send Commissioner Plout to the meeting with the county? Seeing nobody, Madam Clerk, I don't see any hands online. Do you? So we'll go ahead and close the public hearing. And all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? None. Congratulations, Commissioner.
Okay.
We are, I'm sorry, Mr. Power, did you have any other comments this evening?
Thank you.
City Manager, did you have anything?
And no comments from legal tonight. So we're
Comments
at
from
City
legal?
Commission.
Okay, so we're up to comments.
Comments by Mayor and City Commission.
Mayor and Commission. We will start with District 1. Commissioner Hudak, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. A couple of comments. Recently, I received a couple of phone calls from residents upset at receiving the school zone speeding tickets. And then we heard from some additional residents here in the dais. One resident was outraged because his daughter had received 5 tickets in the span of 2 days. Kind of similar to the resident that was here today. I'm glad the residents that were here today were at least accepting responsibility for going at least 11 miles over the speed limit in a school zone. And we've already talked a little bit about the operating hours of these school zones. One of the residents did bring up that there's a lot of speeding going on in different hours. So Chief, if you could please make sure that we're doing our due diligence, especially on Southwest 10th Street and Hillsborough in the hours that these cameras are not working, specifically the overnight hours. It seems to have gotten pretty bad lately. The city has made every effort to communicate information about the school zone speed cameras, public safety initiative through a variety of accessible channels. We have included multiple public discussions during city commission meetings, posted and updated on the city's official website, and coverage by local news media to include but not limited to the Pelican. If a BSO deputy pulls somebody over going 11 miles above the active school zone speed limit of 15 miles an hour, the ticket would be $305. If a BSO deputy pulls somebody over going 11 miles above the posted 35-mile-an-hour speed limit, the ticket would be $205. School camera ticket is $100 with 0 points and is charged to the registered owner of the vehicle. So those parents out there who have purchased vehicles for their kids, beware. On the citation, it provides the recipient with 3 options. The first option, of course, is to pay the violation of $100 on or before the due date. You can submit an affidavit by following the instructions on the citation, or you can request a hearing by signing and mailing the citation in. If you request option 3, you will be notified by letter of the time, location, and date of the hearing. If the local hearing officer concludes that no infraction has been committed, the notice will be dismissed and no cost or penalties shall be imposed. If the local hearing officer concludes that an infraction has been committed, the local hearing officer will uphold the infraction and you will be responsible for payment of the $100 as well as an additional administration fee. Now, I know earlier one of the residents stated that administration fee is $250. The city has an ordinance that established our administration fee of $80. So if you do attend a hearing and you are deemed to have been guilty of the violation, your ticket will be $180. Now that the school year is over, the school zone cameras have been deactivated, but BSO is still enforcing our posted speed limits, especially during off hours when people think they're in the Indianapolis 500. So thank you, Chief. The city manager has instructed BSO to install their portable message boards on our school zones at least 2 weeks before school starts up again, just to remind our drivers to follow the speed limit. As responsible stewards of public funds, The city strives to provide important information through cost-effective means. While we understand the desire for direct mail communications, we also recognize information widely available at no cost to the taxpayers allows us to maintain a balanced approach to fiscally responsibility and transparency. Our future public outreach plans for the 2025-2026 school year, which begins on Monday, August 4th, 2025, will include the following. We'll be posting it on the city website. We'll be posting it on the city's social media. We will have a press release. As stated earlier, BSO mobile boards will be deployed by July 21st. Informational postcards at city community centers, information postcards at public school open houses as well. And maybe we can have some here at the commission so that individuals who attend will also have every opportunity to be notified. The bottom line is we're asking our residents and those individuals who drive through our city to follow the speed limit. Deerfield Beach Centennial Gala is on June 28th. So come join our centennial celebration with an evening of elegance, reflecting on our city's journey and looking forward to the future. The gala will be held on Saturday, June 28th, as previously mentioned, at the Doubletree at 100 Fairway Drive. It's a 21-plus event because alcohol will be served. Network with community leaders between 6 and 7, and then enjoy dinner and dancing from 7 to 10 as we celebrate Deerfield Beach's 100 years. There is a spot on our website for those of you who would like to purchase tickets. I think it's a great event, and I'm really looking forward to it. And those are all the comments I have today.
You're not missing something, Commissioner?
Go Panthers.
There you go. There you go. Next is District 3, Commissioner Shinetsky.
Right. Well, District 3 is doing great. In Century Village, the main guard gate, it's under construction right now. It's going up, and they're looking at probably November 12th for it to be all finished and have the ribbon cutting, maybe even before. The traffic flow in Century Village right now without a main guard gate, everybody is following the rules. It's very calm, so that's really positive. On Thursday, Master Management Century Village, the FDOT will be doing an update on the Southwest 10th Street project. They'll be answering questions. Also at Master Management, I'm bringing in a local food bank to coordinate seniors in Century Village who they have food needs. They're maybe strapped for, food, groceries. So we're going to try to coordinate that seniors in Century Village could go to this food bank and to provide transportation. So on Thursday, they're going to be discussing that. This morning, I went to a Condo Owners Association meeting, and I told them about the American Red Cross smoke alarm giveaway program and installation program, and they're very positive about that. So hopefully in the fall, they're going to be setting that program up in Century Village. And I also let them know about water leakage alarms, because there are a lot of water heaters that break, especially in Century Village. The buildings are from 1975. The original water heaters, they break. So these water leakage alarms are very, very reasonable. They're under $20. So I let the Condo Owners Association know about them. My other community, Crystal Lake. There are two parts of Crystal Lake. There's phase 1 and phase 2. And on this Saturday, June 14th, they had a get together on Juneteenth Day, but it was a celebration of their community. And it was very, very successful. There were a lot of people there in Crystal Lake. So I'm very happy about that. And they're actually going to be from the American Red Cross. They're going to be having a hurricane preparedness seminar to be made at Crystal Lake HOA Rec Center. And also they're going to be participating in August in the giveaway for the smoke detectors. In terms of meadows at Crystal Lake, we're looking at a possible platform to cross over a military trail to assist pedestrians who cross over military trail. And it's bounded between Green Road and Sample to make it more safe. So we're looking at that right now. In terms of the city, very excited. I had spoken to the city manager, and basically he's saying by the end of this year, they're shooting to streamline the permit process. Because a lot of my constituents, and I'm sure a lot of people out there, they have some issues with the permit process. It's not as fast, it's not as convenient. So we're looking at making it electronic. So it's a lot faster. Everything is reviewed simultaneously. So we're looking at that by the end of the year. And finally, this morning, I had a great meeting with the city manager and FAU, Florida Atlantic University, their music program. They have a great music program. They have bands. They have a lot of students who want to show their talents. So possibly in this fall and oncoming to showcase the musical talents of FAU students partnering up with Deerfield Beach. So I'm very excited about that. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. District 4, Commissioner Plout.
Thank you, Mayor. June the 5th and 6th, Friday and Saturday, one of the most rewarding and exciting weekends that I can think of. Certainly in my tenure over the last 90 days, but maybe for many years before that. I went to the Florida League of Cities Municipal elected officials training session. It was all day Friday and all day Saturday. It was informative. It was rewarding. It was not boring. There were 38 people there representing, I think 28 or 29 cities. A few cities had more than one person that attended. I really, really felt super honored to represent us already on Friday morning. They said, "Where's Commissioner Plout from Deerfield Beach?" And I was like, "Uh-oh, did I park my car in the wrong spot? You know what happened?" So I stood up and I was recognized before everyone as representing the largest city in attendance that day. And in fact, most people don't realize it, but Deerfield Beach is listed on Wikipedia as the 35th largest city in the state of Florida. And there's now 411 cities. So if you do the math, we're in the top 8.5% in terms of population of cities. So we're by no means a small city anymore. So I thought to myself, well, that kind of puts a lot of objections down the road about how big our budget has grown. We have officially about 87,000 people. We have a lot of projects going on, a lot of great things that are going on. So that was great. And I got to commend staff for making sure that everything that I do go to is documented and put on my calendar. I think we have excellent folks in our city that do that for the elected officials. And I did look on there and find out that on Saturday we were done at 5 o'clock, and I had to be sworn in at the Broward League of Cities as the Deerfield Beach representative, and that was all the way down in Hollywood, and here I was in Boca. So I called the mayor the night before and I said, that meeting lets out at 5 and I got to be there at 6:30. And he said, "Yeah, well, you better scoot down there." So I took the mayor's excellent advice and I scooted down there and had a great time. Pictures to prove it. My wife came with me, and it was quite an honor to see all the elected officials and a few lobbyists here and there. And it was a great, great party. It was wonderful. And so that weekend was a real highlight. I was proud to represent my city. Last Thursday, the FDOT, and I'll leave those comments for the mayor, but they did do a presentation at Waterways that was very received by the folks. Last Saturday was Juneteenth, and I learned a lot from Vice Mayor Preston about how he was instrumental to initially suggest and bring the former commission, to a vote to make that an event in our city. And I won't steal your thunder for talking about that, but he did bring to my attention that this is not a Black history thing. It's a United States, it's American thing. That was the time when we were all free, not just some folks. Okay. And the only other thing I want to say is about the school zone thing. I think a lot of people had the misconception because they didn't Google it or know it, that those traffic cameras are only on when the lights are flashing. And that's not true. It's the whole school day, as you were saying. But what's interesting is like on Hillsborough Boulevard in front of Quiet Waters, the speed limit there is 45 miles an hour. So when that light is not flashing and it's 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and it says 45 miles an hour, people were going 45, 50 miles an hour. I pulled out of Publix a couple of weeks ago, and there was a guy right on my back bumper, flashing his lights, waving me, hurry up, move out of my way. I was going 35 because I didn't want a $100 ticket, because I know that if school's in session, it's 35. I don't care if it says Hillsborough Boulevard is 45 miles an hour. The speed limit is 35 miles an hour because it's a school day. So I think that's one little caveat that a lot of people didn't understand.
Yeah.
And you guys can verify it. If I'm speaking wrong, somebody let me know, but I Googled it and that's what it said. And my daughter got a ticket.
The speed limit in the school zone when the light is not flashing is whatever the posted speed limit is. So it'll be different depending on the location of the school zone. So for example, I believe over by Tedder, it's probably 25 whenever the lights are not flashing. And at Quiet Waters, it would be 45 until it gets to 35, but it would be 45 right in front of the Quiet Waters area.
Okay, well then I'm in error and I stand corrected. I won't believe Google. But
So you would get a ticket would be issued during the school day if someone's doing 56 or higher during the non-flashing light school day.
okay. My daughter got a ticket over at the middle school going 41. So maybe that's a 30 mile an hour sign. Okay. Well, I'm not perfect, so I apologize. But that's all I wanted to say about that. And we got a reprieve for the summer on that.
Okay, thank you very much. Vice Mayor Preston, District 2.
Appreciate it, Mayor. Mr. City Manager, if you could, at Meisner Marina and Northwest First Ave, I've been getting some calls of power outages in that area, and nobody knows why that's happening. And some of the residents over there has relayed to me that they're losing their food whenever it happens. That it's out for a significant amount of time. So that's it. Meisner Marina and Northwest First Ave. The Juneteenth celebration, the Freedom Day, was awesome. It was very, very well attended. It's growing. And I want to thank the African American Heritage Board for their work and their suggestion equally as well. I would like to thank staff for the great job they're doing with this. Their assistance coming from Park and Recreation, actually other staff as well, was just absolutely awesome. I'd like to thank my colleagues for coming out and attending that. Got nothing today. I've gotten several calls, and the request really was build on it, build on this, what you're doing, and we need to do that. Very positive thing for our city. So it's a great job. It's a great job. Canton Jones just rocked the house. He just tore it to pieces. And by the way, I'm the one that asked him for the encore. Okay, we got to hear extra song because I asked him for that encore. Yeah, he did good. And lastly, Mayor, Pastor Billy Thompson said he wants to partner with the city. I would advise the city to have communication with him, whatever way he thinks, whatever the vision might be. It would be advantageous to our city to sit down with him and to understand what it is that he wants to do in detail, so that some of those values may be able to be implemented, not just in one district, but to our city. And, I was out at the park when he had a shoe drive And, you know, his heart is in the right place. His heart is in the right place, and those that are from the church. And he and I have sat down and talked, and, you know, it's important that when we have this sort of enthusiasm in our city, we can't let it get away, and we can't let it, you know, run away. You know, he's in the city of Deerfield Beach. We want to keep him here. And the way to keep him here is starting a relationship that starts with dialogue. Understanding what the vision is, and then having plans of implementation. So, you know, I thank him and his staff and First Lady for, you know, for you guys. And every time I've had a conversation with all of you, it's just been a positive. So, you know, I urge staff, you know, if there's any skepticism, get rid of it. Let it go. He's a good man. He's a good man. And so that's it for me, Mayor.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Appreciate that. With 12:23 left in the first period, it is Florida 1, Edmonton 0. I don't want to be the one to keep us late here, but I only have 3 items tonight. First is to my colleagues and staff, the Florida legislature passed their $115 $1 billion budget late last night. Included in there were our 2 requests. We specifically requested 2 items. That was the Alzheimer's Senior Center funding again, and also for the Tedder Pocket Park. The governor still has the opportunity, unfortunately, to line item veto those before June 30th. But at least we made the budget. That's the things that a lot of cities can't say. So there's a lot of thank yous that need to go out to our staff for all the hard work, and in particular to State Representative Dan Daly, State Representative Chip LaMarca, and State Senator Tina Polsky for their efforts in getting through and getting those in the budget for us. And if you notice and do the homework, that's a mixture of R's and D's there. So it was a bipartisan effort for the city of Deerfield Beach. So hopefully on July 1, we'll have something to celebrate, and I'm sure staff will keep us apprised whether we survive the governor's veto or not. Speaking of budgets, our budget workshop, the city manager said earlier, is July 9. Please, if you're a resident or a community member and you have questions about the budget, or you have a request for the budget, don't wait until July 9 necessarily. Talk to us now, because we're constantly having conversations with staff and the city manager. So don't wait to the last minute. You can talk to us now. There's no reason you have to wait to a meeting to do that. So I encourage you to reach out to your district commissioner or me as the mayor to discuss any concerns that you have. Certainly attend the budget workshop on July 9. And there's opportunity to speak thereafter, but don't necessarily wait to a meeting if you don't want to talk to us. So we can be doing the homework behind the scenes when we come to those meetings instead of hearing it for the first time. And I will lastly note that our next meeting is on July 8, which means that the July 4 holiday will be before our next meeting. July 4 is on a Friday this year. So please, everybody, be careful. There'll be a lot of people that will have an extended weekend. And we have that day off anyway, and we're making a long weekend out of it. So be careful out there. We're going to have the best drone show you've ever seen at our beach. So please come out for that, but just be safe for the long weekend. And with that, I don't have anything further, and I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Then I'll second it.
Motion by Commissioner Blount, seconded by, I didn't hear anything from Vice Mayor. Seconded
An
by
Oilers
Commissioner.
fan, I don't know.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.